The Hero's Bride. Written by Fairycrest. Read by Arashi. Hero Alhaitham, who slayed the demon lord Azar and rescued the princess Nahida, is the talk of the entire Sumeru Empire. Born a commoner, raised by his grandmother who passed on early, the orphan raised himself in the desolate streets of Alcazarzaray, the end town of the capital of Sumeru. Contrary to his just and brave action, the hero is not fond of receiving attention, and to those who plan to use him as a tool, their attention, interest, and greed quickly fade to fear when they try to do anything funny. And so, his action, which was much appreciated by the Empress Rukkhadevata herself, quickly asked the hero for a favor. A rescue. A demon stole her daughter, and won't return her unless the Empress surrenders her empire. Now, nobody really knows what deal was made between the two, but somehow the hero agreed wholeheartedly to slay every demon, as well as protect the empire from the demons making war. Alhaitham, along with representatives from each tribe and kingdom of the empire, came together to travel on this journey. Tainari from the beast tribes, Sino as a representative of the empire, Dea and Candace, a couple from the desert. The journey was long and hard. Amongst this journey, Alhaitham found comfort in most people he traversed with, like Tainari, who he already knew from his childhood, and Sino, whom he supported when the man pined over his fox friend, Dea and Candace, who grew fond of him and keep giving him advice on life, like he's their own raised son. And finally, the many princesses and princes who fell for the hero. Alhaitham, despite his commoner blood, is actually beloved by those of blue blood, not only due to his talent, but also because of his appearance. The man has a face and body as if the gods themselves carved it with their own 2 hands. And so, every noble and royal wouldn't have minded if the man himself were to bless them with even an ounce of his attention, to which the man incessantly rejected. And so, everyone figured that the man is just not interested in pursuing love. They decided to just admire the man from afar, following him around, like the man has grown himself alive tails. And follow they did. Even after the demon lord's defeat, the people who admired him followed him around. And now that it was time for him and Tainari to go back to Alcazarzaray, which happens to be the two's hometown, the people around them followed as well. Dea and Candace out of curiosity, Sino with excitement for Tainari to introduce the best friend that he keeps writing letters to his husband-to-be, and the rest because of Alhaitham. Tainari could only look back at the crowd of rich people following them before sighing. Oh, they are in for a surprise. The town of Alcazarzaray is quite peaceful and lively. As their party of 12 entered the town, they were greeted by a red-haired lady who attacked Tainari and Alhaitham with a hug. Nilu, what energy! Tainari laughed heartily as he spun the lady around in glee, and Alhaitham affectionately patted the girl's head. It's been a while, Nilu. Dea could only whistle in amusement as her wife chuckled by her side. The rest are busy gawking at the hero, whose attitude immediately did a 180 the instant his foot entered the arch of town. I missed you guys, the young lady chirped as she entered a conversation with the Empire's 2 heroes, with the others eyeing her cautiously, as if to measure her closeness with Alhaitham. Tainari introduced the girl, Nilu, to everyone, and unsurprisingly, she got along well with the desert couple, who coddled the lady immediately. Nilu led them around town, as everyone greeted them passing by. The redhead, who is actually going in the same direction as them, introduced herself as a dancer in the theater and a priestess in the shrine of the goddess of flowers. She introduced some of the people around with a bright smile on her face, and one can already tell how close she is with the two heroes who lived in Alcazarzaray. Everyone stopped at an inn called Kasharawar, a 3-story, well-maintained and pleasing to the eye inn. As they stepped inside, they were greeted by 2 blonde siblings, cleaning the house. "We're back," Tainari greeted, as the 2, who seemed to be twins, greeted with a cheer. "Lumine! Aether!" But the cheer faded from their face, and was replaced with a scowl the instant they met eyes with Alhaitham. "Every day," the girl, Lumine, started, "I pray to Celestia that you wind up dead and won't come back." "Good to see you again, Alhaitham." Aether, the boy, however, forced out a smile, clearly fake as his brows twitched in annoyance. "I'm so glad you're okay." "Not really." Tainari could only turn around and laugh as the hero's harem scowled in disbelief. How dare those 2 say that against the hero of their empire? The utter disrespect! "No matter how much you pay for my disappearance, I would only die in the hands of your older brother." A provoking smirk made its way to the hero's face, as he had a stare-down with the 2. Silence then ensued in the inn, until the bell of the door to the inn rang, indicating that someone just came in. "Wow, what a crowd! Are you here to stay the night, travelers?" Everyone turned around, and for a bit they had to hold their breath. Standing behind them is another blonde, quite older than the twins they just met, with sparkling, carmine eyes and an alluring glint in his eyes. "My name is Kaveh. I own the inn with my siblings over here." The blonde's pretty face hardened immediately upon recognizing a familiar, silver-haired male up front. "You're back." That's all he said, before approaching Tainari and enveloping the man in a hug, his voice soft as a song, as he asked the fennec fox of his endeavors, and about meeting his soon-to-be spouse he keeps on writing in his letter. The reunion didn't last long, however, when the blonde felt a tug on his sleeve, and upon glancing back, he saw the hero of the Empire of Sumeru kneeling in front of him. "Wife, I'm sorry." Tears are streaming from the hero's eyes as he clung to the blonde's waist. "Vey, please forgive me already. I said I was sorry." The man, Kaveh, meets eyes with his best friend, while everyone is busy gawking at their hero, as if their eyes are about to fall out of their sockets. "You told him?" "Bitch, he was about to go crazy. Of course I told him." "Hey!" The blonde tried to pry the silver-haired man off his waist as he called his name, but the man was relentlessly clinging to Kaveh's waist, as if letting go would be the cause of his death. "No, I'll do anything. Anything, please!" The man begged with all his life, as Kaveh continued to pry him off his pants. "I'll kill myself if you leave me, Kaveh." "What?" Kaveh asked, as if confused. His eyes landed on the people around him, still staring at them, with eyes wide, like they died of shock. The blonde let out a sheepish smile. "Sorry. He's always like this. I hope you guys didn't have a hard time when he was with you." "Hey, that's enough. Let go. What are you even talking about?" The hero, God knows how his reputation is already destroyed in the eyes of his newly acquired friends, continued to cry and beg on the man's waist, continuing to say that he'll jump off a cliff if the blonde left him. "What leave are you even talking about? I asked Tainari to tell you that I got angry that you were not taking care of yourself while away from home, and that you should prepare for a scolding when you came back." Alhaitham looked up from his waist, eyes fresh with tears. "So, you're not leaving me? What the hell are you even—" "Okay, I've had my own fun." Tainari interrupted the talk and let out a laugh, along with the two younger blondes from earlier. "I told him that he'd expect a divorce when he comes back, because he's been away for too long. As a prank." "Tainari, you goddamn fuck!" The blonde could only hold his head in anger. Hey, the twins were also in on this. I'm not going anywhere anymore, Vey. Don't leave me. Kaveh could only sigh. I'm not leaving. We're not getting a divorce, the blonde stated. I told you time and time again to do what you want, remember? And you can come back any time. I'll wait for you here, like always. And what makes you think we can have a divorce anyway? It's not even allowed since you got us married, and we set our wedding vows to not only one god, Alhaitham, but 5! Okay? Alhaitham, being the most cautious and cunning one he is, registered their marriage under 5 different churches, under 5 different gods, to ensure that divorce is not an option. Did the battle do damage to your thinking process? Hey! The blonde was scooped up in the hero's arms, and the two were already parading towards the upper floors. You're right, wife. My memory has been a bit blunt lately. Can we reenact our wedding night again so that my memory will be sharpened again? The voice of the innkeeper protesting the hero's advances slowly faded into the background, leaving the people in the inn's eatery with the twins, who obviously looked pissed. I take it you'll be staying for a week? Lumine, who was now at the counter, could only grumble as she opened the inn's logbook. Dea smiled. Yep, at most a week. I need to see this after all. Candace followed suit with a nod. Yep, I want to have a conversation with Mr. Kaveh, too. Alhaitham won't shut up about him. Thumps and creaks were then heard from the upper floor. Alhaitham opened the window again, sis. Aether sighed. Their inn is actually pretty soundproof, but Alhaitham just enjoyed broadcasting how he's making a mess of their older brother. It looks like introductions with Kaveh will have to wait, dear. Tarnari glanced at his husband, glancing back with the same playful look that Alhaitham had earlier. Maybe me and Alhaitham will get along here better in your town, sweet. Tarnari could only look back at the woman that picked up crumbs of Alhaitham's attention. They'd never win. Not towards the person that Alhaitham worshipped like his salvation.